Hello, everyone, and welcome to my show. It's the Allover Podcast with Jim Seacrest. And tonight I have Joe Castro, and he is a director, producer, and special effects artist. And he's made and done a lot of movies, such as Terror Tunes.
That's correct. Hey, Jim, how's it going?
Okay. And you've also did, Summer of Massacre?
Summer of Massacre, yes, that's correct.
And let's see, Blood Feast too. All you can eat.
Yeah.
So you do a lot of horror movies.
That's correct.
Yeah. That's awesome. And so Joe, so how did you get started in this industry?
Well, let's see. The deal is, when I was 7 years old, my dad sat me down in front of the TV and showed me a movie called Godzilla versus the Smog Monster.
Okay.
And that movie is all about Godzilla, but special effects, and there are some makeup effects in that movie as well. And I knew when that movie was over exactly what I wanted to do. And then I had some experience taking classes in San Antonio, Texas, art classes on weekends, where the teacher was using a video camera to videotape the art and the puppets that we were making. I was probably around 10 years old, and by the time I was 12 years old, that was 1982. The home video market was beginning to open up to the consumer retail market, and the retail stores started selling VHS video cameras to the consumer for purchase. And that was 1982, and the first two video cameras on the market were, I believe, JVC, which is the one I bought, and the other one was a Sony. And so I got a JVC camera, I think that year for Christmas or for my birthday. I forget when. What was it? I think it was for Christmas. It was 1982, and it was $2,000 in 1982.
Oh, yeah.
$2,200 to buy a VHS JVC camera, video camera, and $2,200 back in 1982 was a lot of money.
Oh.
But my parents paid for it, and that began my education into the world of filmmaking. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that was good. What did you like? What was when you started? What was like one of your first movies that you made with your VHS camera?
That's a good question. Well, at the time, because I was 12 years old in 1982,
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend that lived up the road from me. Now, if you can think about this, I lived in Helotes, Texas. I think at the time the population was 1,400. So the friends I had that lived in the area lived on big pieces of property, and I lived on 55 acres of property. And so I had a friend that lived up the road. When I say lived up the road, I mean lived up the road,
Mm-hmm.
And his parents had a big house, and his parents were artists as well. They were musicians and composers, and he was an artist himself, and he wanted to also make horror films and make movies. So his parents bought him a video camera too. And I met him on the bus coming home from middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And we became best friends, and we decided to make home movies together.
Mm-hmm.
And our first feature film that we made together was called The Year of Terror. And it was 155 minutes long. And what we did was, from the time I was an 8th grader to the time I was a 9th grader, every season, every holiday season, Easter, Valentine's, Christmas, New Year's Eve, Halloween, Thanksgiving, St. Patrick's Day, all that, right? Each holiday, we decided to make a short film with our video cameras, and we put them all together, and we made a feature-length film. That was the first one. It was called The Year of Terror, and that friend of mine, his name is Kevin Williams. He's still my best friend today.
Is he still doing? Is he in the industry as well?
Well, he is going to be. He doesn't know it yet.
Oh,
he's going to come out to LA and make a movie with me soon.
Oh,
but
great.
He has another profession. I'm not going to go into
Oh,
details
yeah, I got you.
what it's
Yeah.
about, but he has another profession that he is very good at, and I'm very proud of him that he's pursued a noble career in another field. That's actually really impressive. But he said once he's done with that, he's going to come out here and make some movies with me. So yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, have you ever decided to do any other kind of movies besides, your horror movies? Different horror movies?
I've made other films besides horror films. We just made a science fiction film titled Xenophobia. It's out right now. It was just released a week ago today. And I've also, and back then I made a movie called The Trouble with Meteorites that was a science fiction film as well. And I've also made some very cult, dark comedies. I have a franchise with my partner, Steven Escobar. And it's called Terror Tunes, and it's more of a really dark, cult comedy. Most people think of it as a horror film, but it's not really. It's very cultish. It's very like an underground kind of obscure art house film, and it has a lot of crazy obscure ideas in it. And we've made a couple of comedies as well.
I see.
But yeah, no, I've worked on a lot of comedies as well. And I've worked on some action films.
Oh, okay. With the Terror Tunes, can you watch? Is there any way I can watch them on Prime?
I think that Terror Tunes is on Vimeo. I think
Okay.
Terror Tunes 3 is on Amazon Prime. It might be on Amazon On Demand. I think I'm not sure, but yeah.
Yeah, they sounded.
You can get all the first 3 Terror Tunes on Vimeo. And I'm almost positive they're on Amazon On Demand.
Okay. Because I was just curious because I have Amazon, and when I was reading about Terror Tunes, that sounded pretty interesting. I like comedy style. I don't know why. Things. It's funny. I was watching a movie not too long ago, and I just started laughing. And it's not funny. You know what I'm saying? But it just made me laugh. And
Right.
so I was just wondering about Terror Tunes because I thought that would be that's kind of an interesting movie or series that I'd like to watch to check out for myself.
It is a very interesting kind of original concept. So if you like kind of obscure kind of art house kind of horror, dark comedy kind of thing, and it's actually probably my most successful film to date, the original Terror Tunes. And like I said, it has 4 sequels. Only the first 3 have been released so far. I hope to get the 4th one out before the end of the year.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you have made or been doing things with movies for a long time. I mean, it's endless. Robo Woman. Did you do that with
Dustin Ferguson.
Yeah, Dustin. Yeah, thank you for that. I've already talked to Dustin. I feel bad now that I forgot his name. But that's cool. That's cool. I talked to Dustin, and I got a re-talk to the main star. She sometimes when we do a lot of interviews and shows, sometimes with electricity and power going out, I lost a few interviews over that. So I'm actually going to have to talk to her again. But yeah, that was good. Did you do the effects, or what all did you do with the Robo Woman?
I made the robot arm, and
Okay.
there were a couple of special effect makeup applications that I created for the character that plays Robo Woman, the actress that plays Robo Woman, and a couple of the death scenes in the film. I did some things for. Yeah.
So, have you ever met Greg Nicotero? Tom
I
Savini?
have not met Greg. Nope, I have not.
Yeah,
Not met Greg.
he's on my list. I'd like to talk to him someday. He's it's and so going about that. Okay, can I talk to you a little bit about going about how do you give me a okay. Let's just say if you have an arm that needs cut off, how do you what do you use? I mean, I watch The Walking Dead a lot, and they say they use, barbecue sauce and things. What kind of artistic things do you use? If that's okay, if I could ask you, if there was an arm cut off, or how do you go about that type of, thing?
So you're asking me how I would go about like creating that special effect?
A special effects. Yeah, like an arm, a head, or.
It depends. It depends what the budget of the movie is. It depends, what it actually has to do. I mean, each one comes with its own set of challenges. I like to work with silicone, and it makes flesh look very realistic. And I think most people in the industry like to work with silicone. It's not that easily accessible, though, for a lot of special effects artists, because it's probably the most pricey and most expensive material to use in special effects. But it definitely is the best. So, there you go. I mean, to answer your question, I would make the arm out of silicone, and depending on what it had to do, if I was going to be chopping an arm off, how old is it? Is it a zombie arm? Whatnot? And that would determine it. But there's so many variables that go along with it. I have like a studio where I get to work out of, and normally if the budget of a movie is, a low budget, and they only have enough money to hire me to come to set and create this, basically there's a couple of ways around it. Directors can hire me to work on their film and come to their set and create special effects on their set. And then there are other productions that have enough money to have me build things that they get to keep at the end of production. But normally I keep everything I make. So someone needs an arm, I have an arm already. If someone needs a leg, a head, whatnot, I have that stuff. They can rent it for me by having me come to their movie set as a day rate. They pay me to come to set. I will execute the special effect on set for them to photograph, but then everything that I bring to set comes home with me. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting. In a lot of movies and things like that, you want to get them as close to realistic as you possibly can. And
right.
I really
and
enjoy that.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, Jim, I would much rather see, several amazing special effects in a film as opposed to an entire film with a bunch of similar things going on that are mediocre or that aren't that special. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I'd rather have several really good ones as a whole bunch of stuff that's that's serviceable but doesn't really stand out so much. And that's how you go about. That's how I've always found that going about spending the production's budget on special effects works best.
Do you do like maybe the animatronics, like if a fingers would move or something like that across, if it was like possessed or something? Do you do the animatronics too, as well?
I can do that.
Oh,
yes.
You can.
I can do that. Yes.
Yeah.
And so like once again, it depends on the budget of the film and what they're asking me to do. But I mean, one of the first things I ever built back in Texas on my parents' property when I was making amateur films, home movies, was a mechanical head, and so I still have all that experience. It never goes away. The more you practice it, the better you get at it. And if that's something that somebody wanted me to do, then we could do that. Nowadays, with a lot of CGI, I can make a face move in the computer. So I will build something, but then I will animate it by using the computer. I do both practical and digital effects.
Well, that's great. That's great, because like I said, it's always fun. That's one of the things that I like about any kind of horror movie or anything like that. I always love the effects. That's so cool when you see body parts flying everywhere and things like that. That just why I'm saying that is because, like I said, the movie that I watched was the Tarantino movie, because they were putting a lot of Tarantino movies on lately since he made that one, the movie that just came out not too long ago. And I was watching that, and it's so fun, and that's why I was like, wow, a lot of stuff goes into just the effects alone, and it's really awesome to see it all play out when it's on it's on the movie and things like that. What was one of your maybe favorite movies that you have done? As far as like your special effects, and what was one of the one of your favorite ones
that I personally have worked on?
Yeah, that you thought this was the best. This was the best art that I've done, creation I've done,
I would definitely have to say Xenophobia, the last film that the film that just came out, August the 6th,
Okay.
which was last Tuesday. Oh, excuse me.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
I have trouble with my dog too sometimes.
So yeah, I would have to say Xenophobia. I think Xenophobia incorporates all of my skills to date, and I'm very proud of all the creature effects in the movie, and especially for the budget that we made the movie for. And the movie is a real throwback to like the Star Wars aliens in the cantina scene in the original Star Wars film. All practical effects, and I wanted to make sure that nothing was CGI when it came to the alien stuff in the film. And I think we were able to accomplish that. And there's some really cool, interesting concepts in it. We didn't have $1 million to make the aliens, but there was a lot of creativity and ingenuity behind the way that we went about shooting them and the concepts about the way we went about creating them with the character design.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. It really looked good, and I might have even posted it on my page. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Like I said, I did not make the movie alone. I had a team of talented people that worked with me. My executive producer and partner of 21 years, Steven Escobar. He paid for the film. He co-wrote the film, co-directed the film, and he posted the film entirely by himself, which means he edited it. He laid in all the sound effects. He edited and put in all the music and did all the composing of the music as you hear it in the film, and created all the deliverables for the distribution company. It's basically his film, based on an idea and a concept I had 20 years ago. So it's been a long time in the making, and there's a lot of love and talent and dedication went into making the movie. Yeah, and then of course my one of my good friends and a director that I've worked with on several movies now, he also co-wrote the film with us and co-produced the film, and he directed a portion of it. His name is Thomas J. Churchill, and Thomas brought his team of people to work with us on this film and made it the film what it is today. He really is a man that makes everybody bring their A game and do their best on set. Yeah, it's a real honor to work with him.
Yeah, I said I really want to check that movie out, especially because it did look very good. I mean, all your movies look good. I can't. I will. I try to check most of them out.
I appreciate you saying that.
And like I said, that's the movie that's coming out. That's already out. What's it called again? Xenophobia. Xenophobia.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to. Yeah. And will it be in the big screen now? Or
it's out. It's already out on all home media platforms.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, you can get it anywhere, man. You can get it anywhere.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Let's see. I wanted to ask you about the Summer of Massacre.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting. A lot of stunts, a lot of special effects with that one, I bet. Which one was it? I'm sorry. I read somewhere, which movie, what was it that you actually killed so many people? It was a historic movie. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, Summer of Massacre.
Is that it? That's it. Okay, I thought so.
That's it right there.
Yeah, what was it, 151 or something?
155 kills.
155 kills. That's more than Jason's killed in all his movies. That's awesome.
Right. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I don't know. They've had so many
Friday the 13th.
10 sequels. Yeah. 10 sequels. I'm sure there's some of them that killed over 20 people. So I don't know if it's all of them, but definitely. It beats the record as the single most amount of kills in one slasher film.
Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah.
How much did you do with that? I mean, did you do a lot of the effects for that with all the bodies?
I did all the effects for that film.
Really?
I went to school to learn CGI in order to make all those kills happen. And
wow.
So the film is a real. There's portions of the film that I think could be better, but at the time I was going to school to learn how to create digital effects, and I was incorporating my classwork into making this movie. And once again, my partner Steven Escobar and I made the film over a period of 2.5 years, and set the Guinness Book of World Record for the highest body count in a slasher movie, and then released the film, and it still holds the record today.
Wow.
And we're already going to break that record. We're going to break our own record.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can I ask? What is it going to be a sequel to that or not? What?
It's gonna be hush hush.
Okay.
Okay. But you know what, Jim, you're gonna find out. You will definitely find out. Let you know.
Okay, sure.
We decided,
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
You're always trying to improve yourself, right?
Yeah.
The only person you're racing against is yourself. So we're trying to beat our own record and do bigger and better things all the time. Yeah.
Right. And the thing is, though, you listen to that. The thing. What's really cool is, you're so seasoned now that I can imagine what it'd be like in this movie.
I'm very honored and humbled that you would say that.
Yeah.
And you're right. I made a lot of mistakes when I made that film, and it was a big, huge undertaking.
Uh-huh.
But some people would see it today I see it as a mistake. Then I was learning. I didn't know. I made what I made without anybody, putting any limitations or challenges or any sort of criticism or opinion with it.
Right.
And it is what it is. It's a very stylized film. It's not a traditional Friday the 13th slasher movie.
Right.
It's a stylized slasher movie, and we won a lot of awards the year it came out. I think we won over 36 awards.
Yeah,
for that film.
yeah.
And
you do have a lot of credited awards, brother. You really do. I have here. It says 61 credits. That's awesome, man. So that's great. And the thing is, when I watch a movie, and me and my son, we always talk about movies. He sometimes don't like the movies that I watch because they're independent movies, and we always go back and forth with it. But we've always come to a conclusion that it doesn't matter how how the movie was, as long as you really put the most effort into it. And you could tell sometimes, when you watch a movie, that these guys really put a lot of effort into it. And Joe, no matter how you feel about, you could have did this or that, as long as you put as much effort into it, the more we're going to enjoy it no matter what, because that's me, I'll be like, that's awesome how, you did this and everything like that, because that's, at the end of the day, that's all that matters, that you did your best.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that, Jim. My take on movies is, I don't believe that movies are either are good or bad. I think that movies either entertain the person that watches them, or it doesn't entertain the person that watches them. There is no right or wrong way to make a movie. And somewhere on this planet, someone loves a movie that someone else despises, and that's just the nature of the beast. That's human nature, and if you're a filmmaker, get ready for a roller coaster ride. There are ups and downs, and that's just part of life.
The thing is, I like is lots of times is the creativity, the story behind it. Lots of times that's what I look for. Like I said, it might not be, people, like you said, it might not be like the greatest movie someone might not like, or you'll get a lot of people saying, oh, this movie was bad or whatever. But, as long as they come up with a good, some story, a good, if it's a special effects or whatever, that's all that matters. That's the way I look at it. And that's why I try to talk, and that's why I usually use this platform to talk about, get people to like the independent movies and all the different types of movies that are out there, not just the movies that they're making out of Hollywood and things like that, because, there's a lot of creativity in some of the movies that's been made. And I think that's what's basically awesome about it,
Yeah, I totally agree. And I like to support my friends' filmmaking. I know that making a movie in itself is I made 18 feature films, and each one of them I tried my best. And I know when other people make films, whether or not they have the skills to make them look like Hollywood movies or not. Everybody's trying their best.
Exactly.
And so I've always noticed that when my friends that are critics, if they make a movie, they become more humble and they become more accepting of other people's challenges and flaws when it comes to making a film. And I try never to be judgmental or criticize someone else's art, because that's what it is. And they're trying to make a movie that they want to make. I try to make movies that I want to make. I don't make movies to make someone else happy. I try to make films that I want to see and that I think my friends want to see. And I also try to make movies that I think the people that are involved would be proud to be in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, Joe, I only have a few minutes to talk to you. Can you tell me what your latest project is now?
Okay.
Can we talk about that, see what's up?
Now, yeah, I'll tell you what's up. There's some good things happening right now. Well, I'm working with Thomas Churchill right now.
Okay.
I'll be on set in the next few days on a major movie franchise. I can't tell you what it is.
Okay.
But I will say that I'm also working with Justin Seaman and the fine, talented people up in Pittsburgh, in the Pittsburgh area.
Yes.
On a movie called The Barn 2.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing the special effects of The Barn 2 with Don Shell. And, and I'm really, really excited about that. I'm going to be going up there on the 20th of September. And I've been given the honor to redesign, not really redesign, but just revisualize the three lead villains from The Barn. And that's the Boogeyman, the Scarecrow, and the Pumpkinhead characters from the original film. And so I've been working with Justin on that for the past 5 months, creating these characters, and I'm really excited about that. And then I'm going to be creating. I think they're going to have me kill 20 people off in 2 days. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that's going to be happening on the 20th of September of this year. So I'm really excited about that. And then there's talks about Xenophobia 2 already. I want people to go check it out.
Yes,
it's on all the home media platforms and
Vudu,
Fios, Spectrum. It's at Walmart. I believe it's. I know it's on Amazon on demand, and you can also buy it. It's also released on Blu-ray. DVD. And there's about 200 different platforms it's on right now. So check it out. That's Xenophobia. And xenophobia actually means the fear of aliens.
Oh.
So it's a science fiction horror thing.
Someone's afraid of aliens.
Before the word started being thrown around in the past couple of years, if you Google the word xenophobia, it said the fear of the unknown, the fear of extraterrestrials, or the fear of aliens is what it really meant. And so that's and it's a project we've been wanting to do for 20 years. So I'm glad it's done. I'm glad it's out there.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to try to get Terror Tunes 4 completed before the end of the year. The movie's been shot in the can for almost 6 years now, and it takes a lot of CGI work to make a Terror Tunes film, and that's why we haven't released Part 4. I keep getting put onto new projects, and then other ones
get left on the shelf.
So that one keeps getting and then there's numerous other short films that are going to be released. There's an action film called Nation's Fire that I believe is coming out this Christmas, that I got a chance to do all this really big blood effects for, people getting decapitated, drawn and quartered, shot in the face with shotguns, stuff like that.
Nice.
And it's, if you like biker films,
any kind of movies. I love action movies and things. Yeah. That's cool.
It's called Nation's Fire. Yeah.
Okay.
And and there's a lot of other little things here and there. But there's also going to be a really a dark comedy called Half Cocked. It was just finished, and it's right now making its festival round. And the director had me make a whole bunch of really crazy, over the top, very realistic effects for that film. It's called Half Cocked. Check that out when you get a chance. And
sure will.
So there you go. Hope that
you did great. you got them down real quick. That's awesome. And I am actually not too far from Pittsburgh. Did you know that?
Oh, well, then there you go. Then maybe you should plan on coming by the set.
Yeah, we'll have to talk afterwards about that.
Well, if you reach out to, we'll talk afterwards, but you should reach out to the producers and the
Sure.
director, and maybe you can get in front of camera and get killed. I don't know how they're going about doing that, but
If I have a day off, that's the only thing, Joe. If I didn't have another job, it wouldn't be so bad, brother.
okay, sounds
But
good.
yeah, but that would be awesome. I'd love that. I've been waiting to get on film for a long time. It's
Let's
not
make it
that,
happen.
and the thing is, Joe, that this is the funny thing. It's not that I don't, I like doing what I'm doing, as far as talking to you and a lot of other people. But yeah, that's, if I'd be honored to be in any kind of movie, to tell you the truth, just to have fun,
Let's make it happen.
Yeah. So, Joe, I want to thank you so much for coming on my show today. It's the All Over Podcast with Jim Segrest, and guys, please subscribe. I need subscribers, so eventually we can go to Spotify, and I just need followers. So, you like this kind of stuff? You like Joe Castro? He's a special effects artist. Check, and he does a lot of other things. He's made movies and things like that. Check him out on IMDb, and and see some of the movies that he's made, because they're all pretty cool, and in what he's doing. Xenophobia, check that out, and because it's in everything. So, and thank you so much, Joe Castro, for being my guest today on the All Over Podcast. And guys, have a great day.
Jim,
Go ahead, Joe.
Jim, thank you very much. Jim, thank you very much for having me on. It was an honor and a pleasure to finally talk
Thanks.
with you in person, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and we'll talk more soon.
Okay, thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Jim.